Okay, so once again, welcome all of you, and I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy work schedule for this webinar. This is a 1 hour long webinar. The topic of today's session is digital marketing strategies for SMEs and startups. So today we have with us Mohit, who is the CEO of New Media Guru, which is a full-service digital marketing agency, and it's really my privilege to have him here with us today. Welcome, Mohit. The topic of today's webinar will deal with some of the very fundamental but critical questions that all of us as a startup and SME do face. Questions like how to build and grow your website, how to really attract traffic using various digital marketing techniques, including SEO, search, social media marketing, email marketing, PPC, and all the other marketing practices. And once you have attracted, how to really set up and track and manage your online presence as well as online reputation. And we'll also be discussing various tools to do the tracking online. So that's what we will be covering in today's webinar. Before I hand it over to Mohit, just to set the logistics for those of you joining us for the first time, all of you are in the muted state right now. So if you have any question or concern, just type it down in the chat panel or the question panel that is available on your screen. And this session, the presentation will go on for about 30 to 35 minutes. And after that, we will have a Q&A in which we'll try to address all the questions that you have regarding this topic. So in between the presentation, if you face any question or any problem, just type it down in the question panel and we'll try to address it as soon as possible. Okay, over to you, Mohit. We can start the session.
Thanks a lot, Kapil. Welcome, guys. Welcome to this webinar on digital marketing for SMBs and startups. We are trying to cover a lot of things during this webinar. It's a pretty exhaustive webinar. I would request all of you to compile your questions and let Kapil and Digital Vidya team know at the end. So let's begin. The agenda for today is basically to get started from the foundation of digital, which is the website, and looking at how you can use the website as a platform, how you can use to grow your traffic, how you can then enable that through social media, search engine marketing, through various other paid forms of marketing, and also through other content marketing strategies. We will be offering you practical strategies, more than 25 practical strategies to kickstart your digital marketing, and they will be focused towards the SMBs and startups. And there will be a full list of tools and resources. I did a count. We're actually covering more than 100 tools during this webinar of tools and resources that you can use to really firepower your digital marketing. So let's begin. Some pointers for the webinar which are covered by Kapil, but just quickly, the webinar is being recorded. It will be shared by New Media Guru and Digital Vidya on their blog. It will be the full slide will be available in 2 to 3 days time to all of you. You can download it from our slide share. Then any follow-up questions you can answer me directly at mohit@newmediaguru.co.uk. So let's get started. About myself, I'm the Managing Director of New Media Guru. I've been 13 plus years in the internet industry now. I've worked extensively with clients in US, UK, and in India, and practicing and training on digital marketing for a very long time now. I've worked with clients in more than 25 plus countries. Clients range typically from large established brands to agencies and startups globally. I'm a member of TAI, SEMCO, and IMI. I'm an active speaker, writer, and digital enthusiast. About New Media Guru, we are a team of 85 plus digital professionals based out of New Delhi, India. We actually started the company from London. In fact, our first couple of years were based out of London, and we had an office there, and we were pursuing only UK clients. Then we expanded to more geographies, and now we have a lot of clients in US, Singapore, we have clients in Malaysia, and Australia, and practically all over. We are a full-service digital marketing agency offering web solutions, search engine marketing, social media marketing, mobile app development, and cloud-based services. We have clients in US, UK, Australia, and we have clients in over 30 plus countries. NMG is a member of IMI, Microsoft Partner Network, Amazon Consulting Partner. We are Google certified AdWords partner, and we are a SEMCO member as well. Coming to the challenges which SMBs and startups really face, I have been a part of 2 companies which we practically started from the ground up. My previous venture, we had a large number of people, and now we have about 85 people. I can tell you, when you're growing a small medium business or you're growing a startup, there are so many areas where management is really squeezed in for their limited time, and they have to focus on a lot of things. They have to actually focus on the core business. Product lines have to be evolved, services have to be evolved, and digital becomes something which is on the sidelines. Our marketing strategy is evolving, it's not finalized, and then there are limited budgets. So in this scenario, it's very important to be organized and to have a plan. And through this webinar, we will try and give you that plan of action really to kickstart your building your website. Ground rules. I feel that we kind of ignore this aspect a little bit. This needs a lot of focus to really grow a powerful website, because remember, social media, search marketing, email marketing, inbound marketing, paid marketing, eventually visitors end up landing on your website. It's your communication vehicle, So it must meet the needs of your client. A website should not be an event in your company's marketing journey. It is not an event. It should be an extensible, evolving communication tool which evolves with your business. So it's not an event and it evolves with your business. So keeping that in mind, we need to be prepared to help the website evolve with the company's growth. So what is needed? Role distribution. In a small SMB or a startup, role distribution needs to be there. Who are the internal stakeholders for digital marketing? They have to be in-house. Who is going to be the project manager? Is it an in-house person, a consultant, or an agency? Who is the copywriter? Will it be in-house, consultant, or agency? Who is the website designer? A lot of times you might hire a website designer in-house. A lot of times you might hire a consultant, or you might even hire agencies. I've been on projects where the website designer was in Sydney, the development team was based in 3 different geographies, in Russia, in India, in US. So there are complex scenarios that you will face. So you need very clear understanding of the role distribution. Who is going to be doing the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScripting, and then who's going to be the developer. When you are assigning roles amongst people, you have to understand that one person can play multiple roles. A big web team is not necessarily a good web team. Quality is important, and just having more people on the team does not make it a quality web team. Small, even 1 or 2 people teams or 4 people teams are equally effective. Focus on planning and project management. At the end of the day, planning is the key and project management is the key. You don't want to do everything in-house, plus you don't want to outsource everything. And you don't need a dedicated team for everything. So once you get to know what we are really trying to accomplish, you will understand that there can be a mix of scenarios between in-house, outsourcing, and having a dedicated team if you need it. But in most cases, a good mix of in-house and outsourcing works. Be smart, spend wisely. Being a startup, you have limited budgets, so you don't want to spend it on everything that comes your way. So you need to have a metric, a project plan, to really see where you want to invest your time and energy. Project management tools, I've covered 2 tools. Basecamp is a good tool for project management. It keeps everybody on the same page. There can be many projects that you can set up on Basecamp. There can be many discussions around various threads, and there can be feedback from a lot of people on Basecamp. It's a good tool to have all your to-dos, all your milestones, all your tasks to be in a common place across multiple team members, be it in-house or with an agency or even with a consultant. There's another good tool called Trello. It's a more simplified version of a Basecamp, but it's more visual version. You know immediately in front of you what are the ideas that you guys are working on, what are the pitches which are currently going, what is approved from the management, and what is being implemented. So this is just a screenshot. I would encourage you to try these 2 project management tools out, and they would serve purpose for your digital marketing initiatives, and for website development they are imperative. You can't do without them. Coming to the next very important aspect, before even we start our digital marketing journey, we have to really build our customer persona. So we have to really see who we are talking to as a business. What are the frustration points of that person? What are the expectations of that person from a business like ours? What are the goals of those people in their business, in their personal life? Who are their influencers? Who do they listen to? And what are their questions from the services that we have? I have also given a link to a tool to build persona. I feel marketing managers, brand managers, CEOs, they face the biggest challenge in building their customer persona. And I think when they spend enough time on this tool and start building their customer personas, they will really know who they are talking to. So in our case, in NMG's case, we have 4 or 5 different types of customer personas that we talk to. We work with agencies, so we talk to agency owners. We work with brands, so we talk to product managers or brand managers in large corporations. We also work with small, medium businesses, so we are talking directly to the owner who has a couple of people helping him out in marketing, and basically they are the decision-making bodies, right? So have your customer persona in front of you. I'll give you a good example of how Microsoft is doing it. For their Office 365 enterprise launch, Microsoft actually worked out 5 different customer personas for their marketing of Office 365. So on the red side, you will see somebody, whose employees keep on increasing or decreasing. So that was a prime concern. In the orange, you will see somebody who wanted his cost to be saved. In the gray, you will see somebody who was actually using Google Apps, and they wanted to basically get that customer away from their competitors, and they wanted to build that customer persona into their marketing. On the blue, you will see somebody who's a task worker, and on the green, you will see somebody who's using old technology, old tools, and now want to get into the new cutting edge of cloud-based email or cloud-based products. So Microsoft built these 5 customer personas for themselves, and every website that they built, every sales material that they built, every marketing material that they built, every webinar they had, any social media interaction they had was keeping in mind these 5 customer personas. So once you have built this customer persona, trust me, your marketing becomes a breeze. You actually know what you have to put together and who you have to talk. So you can give good briefs to web designers, you can give good briefs to SEO guys, you can give good briefs to pay-per-click managers, you can give good briefs to your social media manager and your other people in the team, on what you really are trying to accomplish. Moving on. Another important aspect, once you have got the customer persona in place, you need to really understand what content is. I feel a lot of people don't still relate content to just textual content. In the new digital discipline, content is images, it's documents, it's audio, it's video, it's a podcast, it's a webinar. We are having a webinar. It could be an Adobe Flash file for animated tutorials. It could be content feeds from other websites which you can plug in on your own website. It could be social feeds. It could be photographs. You can have stock photographs, or you can actually hire a photographer to basically click high resolution pictures of your products, of your facilities, of many other things, right? You can click pictures of your clients and customers and have them as case studies. You could have user-generated photos if you're a travel website, and talk about reviews. You can have social streams, you can have user-generated content, which could be guest posts, conversations, industry roundups. We'll talk all about this, but the key point to understand for now is content is not just text. Content is a lot more than text, and the sooner we plan according to it, the better we will get at digital marketing, and the better marketing we will be able to do. Coming to quality content, and quality content brings value to users. So have good photographs, have good videos, have good writing. Rule of thumb, I have given you some icons on the right hand side. Ask your content team whenever they produce any content that they should feel confident to be able to use these as stickers on those content pieces. So if somebody shoots a video, they can actually say it's a 100% premium product, it's a 100% premium quality video. Or if they write an article, it's a best quality article. Having these small stickers for your content pieces will force your content team to produce great quality content. So good quality content is value to user. Remember that. Coming to the main aspect of my talk today, think like a magazine business owner. I really want businesses, brand managers, product managers, even digital marketers to start thinking like a magazine business owner. Now you would ask me, magazines are not making money. Why should we think like a magazine business owner? My point is, traditional magazines are getting something which is related to publishing right. They understand publishing like nobody else's business. We as digital marketers essentially are now content producers, so brands are becoming content publishers. So it's very important, imperative to understand what really happens behind the scenes in a publishing environment. So a magazine is a great, archetype to look at. We can look at magazines are of varied interest. So are businesses. So GQ is targeting men, 17 is targeting teens, Time is targeting, news and general information. Then we have magazines for other interests like LA for women. We could have girls magazine targeted at younger women. We have Marie Claire, which is targeting a little more mature women. And then we have fitness magazines and New York and city-specific magazines which are out there. Now, looking at magazines and magazine business, we can learn something. What a magazine has. It has scheduled distribution. They adhere to deadlines. So their content writers, their entire teams adhere to deadlines because they have to bring out the magazine at a certain day and time. It has a note from an editor. In a business case, it could be a CEO. In a product case, it could be a product manager. So it's authenticated information from the leadership, which starts off the magazine. We have structured table of content. A user knows what you will find on the last page of a magazine and what you will find on the first page of a magazine. You know what a centerfold is. The main cover story will be in the center of the magazine. The last page is snippets or fun bites. The second last page is a guest columnist. There are dedicated writers who write on dedicated topics. The latest news from the industry usually gets covered in the first couple of 5-10 pages of the magazine. There are interviews which are carried out every month. There are guest columnists in a magazine. There could be industry speaker, industry voices. There is insightful coverage of things really important in a magazine. There are surveys, annual reports that they carry out for an industry. There are rankings of industry players. So GQ has the best dressed men. So it's a ranking or it's a vote or an award to people saying that you are really what we stand for. Then there are letters to the editors. In a web scenario, it is user feedback. It is your community. And then there are fun sections relevant to the audience. So take inspiration about your website, about your social media, about your marketing content from magazines, and I promise you, you will not go wrong. They are so important to get inspired from. And I think they are a good role model, the magazine business, for digital marketers. Sitemap, wireframes, and content structure. So we have built our persona. We have understand what content assets are and what types of content can be built. We have got the philosophy in place, which is a magazine, and now we are really talking about building our web presence. So there are some tools for building easy sitemaps. There are some tools for easily building wireframes and mockups, and then there are tools which will help you write content. I have put together some lists for you. Please feel free to use these tools, and I promise you, the easy flow of information using these tools will amaze you at the simplicity of it. Value of a good design. Once you've got your wireframes in place, once you have got your sitemap in place, the first step is approaching a designer. Guess what? A great design is half the battle won. Getting design feedback from your peers, from your customers, from your colleagues, from the management, from the boss, and its implementation by the designer, that is actually the war. And I have given you almost 20 tools in my next slide on how to give and get design feedback. So we at NMG, we use something called Envision app, which basically gives pixel by pixel feedback and enables me to capture feedback from my customers who are sitting in US, UK, or they could be sitting in Bombay or Chennai, and basically capture feedback from them, and then my designers get on work and start working on it. So we recommend these tools to give feedback to designers, and then there's another set of tools. Once your designs are live and launched, or let's say they are in beta stage, then there are websites like Critique the Site, Please Critique Me, usertesting.com, Feedback Army, Usabilia, 5-second test. All these tools you can use before the launch, post the launch, to actually capture feedback from your customer and then optimize your design based on it. A detailed review of some of these tools are available on the NMG blog. The link is given here. Example of pixel by pixel feedback. Now, what do we mean by pixel feedback? Traditionally, the way feedback was given to designers is there were email exchanges. So designer used to make a mock-up, he used to send it to the client used to write some points and bullets, send it back to the designer. Today, sophisticated tools are available which actually allow you to share your designs, and the client can give pixel by pixel feedback. So for example, on the creative for this webinar, I actually gave feedback to my creative team, and I said free to be capital free. So I wanted the free webinar, the free to be capital. I gave it to my team, they started working on it, and I actually pointed the mouse to the exact area where I wanted it to be corrected. So that Envision really, in the previous slide, Envision on the top will enable you to do that, and then there are some other tools as well if you want to try them out. Improving design based on actual user data. Once your design and your website is live with your design, and you have even got the user comments, and you know what your customers want, a lot of times users are not able to tell you what they really want, and you actually have to look at it implicitly. So you have to measure real-time audience interaction. How do you measure real-time audience interaction? There are tools available for that. So these tools actually record the cursor movement on a website. So Lucky Orange is one such tool that we use for our clients. There is SessionCam, Clicky, Woopra, Chartbeat, and basically they will actually tell you how the cursors go on various websites and web pages. And using that, your designers and your strategy team, your marketing team will be able to figure out what sections the customer is bouncing off from, why are they bouncing off, is there content on there, on those pages or not. So you really have to look at those sessions carefully and measure real-time audience interaction. So this is a screenshot of Lucky Orange, and basically it's a screen graph of visitors coming on a client website. It shows the location where they came from. They came from Bronx, New York. They came from Ontario. They came from Fremont, California. And then you can play these sessions. You know the IP addresses, how many clicks they made, how many movements they made, and how many pages they actually went on your website. So somebody who actually went on 3 pages, who's from Halifax, Nova Scotia, that guy's session you can actually play, and you will know, on what they actually did on your website. So this helps really in optimizing your website. Remember what I told you, website is not an event, it is an evolving marketing asset. Simple pre-launch checklist before you launch a website, finalize hosting, check browser compatibility, check mobile version of website, check if all internal external links work, check if interactive features work, check all forms, images are optimized properly, all stock images have been purchased, check integration with third-party software like email marketing software, payment gateway, CRM software like Salesforce, shopping cart, check if the Google Analytics has been set up properly, check if Google Webmaster has been set up, check if the SEO tools have been set up, and if all content has been proofread and ready. So this is a simple checklist for pre-launch of any website. Now you have launched your website. While you are working on this website, the design, the user personas, there are still things that you can do. So let's say you work on a website project, the website is going to be launching 2 months ahead. So we are sitting in October, it's going to be launching end of December. What can you really do during this time to build anticipation from your user base? from your customers, so, and how do you bring in virality to your product, to your startup, so there are some strategies, strategies revolve around making a viral loop, putting in exclusivity and scarcity into the picture, providing glimpses of your beta product, social proof, viral content. And then there are some methods how you do that, so you create coming soon pages on your website, you put video introductions, maybe you launch your Facebook pages, you book your Twitter handle, and you build out your email list, you offer never ever before given deals to people, and only for the pre-launch, you build sign-up widgets to attract and capture email IDs of people, before even the product and the website is launched. You integrate the sign-up process through Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and then you start talking about your product, services, and build key critical mass. So even before your website, your blog is launched, you already have compiled 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people from your user persona, from your customer persona, and are already talking to them. Some examples from real-world case studies I will be showing to you. Some pre-launch promotion tools, LaunchRock we use for some of our clients. We also use the Hello Bar, you would have seen it on some projects and on some websites. Email marketing tools like MailChimp, Aweber, Constant Contact, they help in capturing email data. And now coming to some case studies. So WordPress, they were launching WordPress for their customers, and they said, you will receive a discounted subscription rate that is good for life. So even before WordPress was launched, they were offering this discount, which will never be offered ever again to their pre-launch customers. There's this case study of this company, Sumazi, and they said, if you like us on Facebook, if you Twitter them or tweet them a bit, you will be the first to know, and they can sign up for the private beta through Facebook. So by integrating Facebook signups and Twitter tweets, actually capturing their initial set of customers. Then there's a case study of this company which said that if you invite your 3 friends, you will get early access. And then Distill.U, it's a very famous resource for, it actually stands for Distilled University. They were launching, and they are based out of London. They were launching their courses for SEO, for social media marketing, for SEO marketing. And last year, I was on one of their lists. They emailed me that if I sign up with them in August last year, they will give me $20 per month for life, and their current rate is $40 per month. And before, in their beta stage, they were actually offering the product at $20. I didn't take it, and I'm now ruining that fact because I'm now paying double the money, So sometimes, basically offering something very, very important or a big discount at the beta stage attracts loyalty. Then there is this case study of this company, Connect Me, which basically gave early access to their product, and they asked people to start reserving their usernames on their product. So if I'm using if my Twitter handle is Mohit in here, I can reserve that username on their website while they are still in beta, which I think is a very cool strategy. Then again, another case study of somebody who was just trying to offer some discount, like a 2 Beats headphone, if they sign up. So some good examples of what you can do to build the virality component at the pre-launch stages with your audience. Growing traffic to your website. Now our website is ready. It has been tested by users, by our customers. We have got real feedback coming in, real traffic sessions that we can analyze. We have got the pre-launch and some customers are already coming in, but we need more traffic on our website. We need more traffic for our product, for our services, for our company. How do we do that? Now, in today's day and age, marketing strategies, according to me, can be classified into 2 areas. There are content-oriented marketing techniques, and then there are media spend-oriented marketing techniques. So there is organic search, SEO, local SEO, video SEO, which comes in content-oriented marketing. And if you were to see the same site, paid search, paid ads on Google, display ads, banner ads, video ads, contextual ads, they are media-oriented buying. So you have to actually spend money. You have to buy ads on Google, on Bing, on Yahoo, and basically show, be in front of your customers. Then there is social discovery, influencing, and publishing, which happens on social media. So we have Facebook pages, we have Facebook groups, we have Twitter lists, LinkedIn groups, YouTube, and all these are available to us. And then we have content marketing through blog, white papers, ebooks, podcasts, videos, webinars, infographics, which is again, these are content-oriented techniques. Then there is sponsored sections that you can, similarly for content, you can buy on leading industry websites. You can sponsor those, and you can sponsor some webinars, you can sponsor some white papers. Then there is opt-in email list of your customers, and then there is a paid email list of basically that you can rent out. And then you can speak at events, conferences, meetups with bloggers. You can write for newspapers, magazines. You have to just invest time and energy into content. And then the media spend side, you have the TV ad, the radio ad, the print ad, and the magazine ad. So as you will see, we can classify our marketing into basically content-oriented marketing and media spend-oriented marketing. Kapil, how are we doing for time? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, we are good.
We can take more time, yeah.
Okay.
So we can take another 10 minutes.
Yeah, coming to next aspects. So now we have understood that marketing really can be distributed into two areas, content-oriented and media spend-oriented. What should a SMB and startup do? In my experience, SMB and startups in their first couple of years, they get more value from content-oriented marketing. Because first of all, they are frugal on budgets, they have limited budgets, so they cannot buy and afford media-oriented marketing. So what can they do? They can build knowledge assets and marketing collateral through content. They can use it repeatedly. They actually start working. Content assets actually become the marketing assets and marketing collateral for some businesses. For example, this webinar, the recording of it, I can actually play in front of my customers, and they will get to know my take on a lot of things related to website and marketing. Content assets also help build perception in industry and of thought leadership and for the company and people in general. It also builds personal brand. There is effort-driven marketing and not media-driven marketing, which basically helps save budgets. So once we understand that for an SMB and startup, content-driven marketing is really the next step, what can we do? So what we can do is these items in purple, we can start working on them one by one. The scope of this presentation is limited, and this webinar is limited. In my experience, some startups can also benefit from paid advertising and paid social media, but I'm not covering this probably next time. So let's look at organic search and why it is important. Even today, 70% of search users click on organic search and not paid search. This is data coming from HubSpot, which is a leading platform for content marketing. For organic search, keyword research becomes the foundation of content, and keyword research, you will see, it is not an event again like a website. Keyword research is an evolutionary process. Perhaps I would recommend to do keyword research every 3 months, every 2 months, and see where you are stacking up as far. Are there any new keywords which have come into the place? In my opinion, Distill University and their course, which is a 7-hour course, is the best free course out there to learn keyword research. And they have covered it with videos, with content, they have covered it with Q&A, they have curated resources. I would highly recommend all brand managers, product managers to actually give it a try and learn some keyword research. You'll be surprised at how good keyword research brings big impact to your business. A lot of CEOs of startups I know, they actually do keyword research themselves, because keywords actually hold the true value that you can unleash to your potential audience. There are some other tools for keyword research, Google Keyword Planner, Uber Suggest, Google Trends, Google Correlate, Merge Words, Word Tracker, and Hittail. Some detailed reviews of these are available on our blog. I've given the link. You can go and check these tools out. Then what forms of SEO are there? There is on-page SEO, we all know. There is local SEO. there is Google Plus Local, there is Bing Local, there is Yahoo Local, there is Yelp, there is video SEO, there is social SEO, and then there is multilingual SEO. In on-page, I think site speed is a very important point that has to be considered, because to get high rankings, your site has to be optimized for the Google crawler, which is actually residing in a cloud. So we encourage a lot of our customers to host their websites in the cloud instead of hosting it on the shared or dedicated servers. Host it on cloud services like Amazon, AWS, or you can host it on Rackspace or Windows Azure or other Google Cloud, for example, is also coming up. And then also optimize your website for mobile phones, through responsive design, or even build separate apps for mobile if you can. Let's look at universal search. This is universal search, a picture taken, snapshot taken early 2012. So I Googled for Paris Hilton in 2012 in January, and I saw news results, I saw web results, I saw image results, I saw video results. Flash forward 6 months, middle of 2012, the universal search shows me for the same Paris Hilton, it shows me news in the top, it shows me a knowledge graph on the right, and it shows me some videos from YouTube. Guess what? There is some more Paris Hilton for us. There is in-depth articles at the bottom. Then we can look for celebrities which are similar to Paris Hilton. Lindsay Lohan comes in that, Britney Spears comes in that, Pamela Anderson comes in that, and Kim Kardashian comes in that. And then there are some songs from Paris which also show in the knowledge search. So as you can see, Google is giving more weight to in-depth articles. It's giving more weight to video content, as you can see from the high rankings of the YouTube video, and it is giving more importance to fresh content through news and getting it indexed in news. On-page SEO, what are the factors for on-page SEO? This is an entire webinar by itself. We can do an entire webinar on-page SEO itself, but to give you like some bullet points, you want the content on the page to be uniquely valuable. You want to provide great design, which we can do through the steps that we looked at earlier. It has to be keyword targeted. We can target keywords on a page, and keyword research. I've given you a link of doing in-depth keyword research. We should also build social network sharing on every pages. We should also have Google authorship, metadata, schemas, rich snippets on the page, and then all these pages that we create and we optimize, they have to be accessible by Google crawler, and they have to be accessible by Google bot. Without going into the technicalities of it, I would recommend that whenever you design and create a page, keep this chart in front of you, and you will not go wrong. So have good design, have good valuable content, target the keywords properly, don't stuff keywords, target them properly and ethically, optimize for the Google crawler, do bot accessibility checks, do authorship checks, metadata add into it, schema, rich snippets, and provide for Facebook sharing, Google Plus sharing, and Twitter sharing on these pages. Site speed optimization. I feel once you have your website ready, you should always check for site speed. GTmetrix is the best tool that is available for free. Pingdom tool is another tool which is available for free to check a website speed. And then there's Google Webmaster, which also helps you on the site speed. Then Google came out with an announcement, and they formally acknowledged that they encourage webmasters to optimize their website for site speed, because guess what? It helps Google save their crawl budgets, and they allocate crawl budgets to their crawler for each website. So CNN will get more crawl budget than a brand.com. So you want to always have your website performance in check and optimized so that you can rank higher. The before and after, this is from one of our clients that we did site speed optimization for. If you will see, before they were B and a C, for page speed grade and Yahoo slow grade they were a C. We optimized this website and we made them A and A. and it helps increase their ranking. So this is a good before and after for you to get motivated and talk to your developer to optimize the website for a site speed. Local SEO coming to, I googled yesterday restaurants in Delhi and I saw a bunch of restaurants. I saw Parikrama, Kareem's, Veda, Tao Restaurant, Chor Bazaare, and I saw some Google reviews on those restaurants. And basically the point I'm trying to emphasize is local SEO optimizing for Google Maps, for Google Plus business pages, the Google local is very, very important. Once you start optimizing your Google Maps and Google Places and Google business pages for the local location, you will see in Webmaster your impression data starts increasing. So you will start ranking like these restaurants are ranking in Google for restaurants in Delhi, and they're coming on the top. So it's not an organic search, it's a local search which is coming on the top. What does the local search ecosystem look like? Now, before we dwell more on local SEO, it's important to understand how local search actually functions. So the big daddy of all is Google plus local, and we want to get into the Google Maps listings as high as we can. How do we do that? Now, Google takes data from a lot of sources. They take data from Exicom, they take data from Yelp, Facebook, Foursquare. They take data from Apple Maps, and Apple Maps provide data to some other providers who provide data to Google plus local, and then it's a very complex relationship. You can read more about the local search ecosystem on the blog post I've given you. It's David Mims, who's the biggest proponent of local search, and I've given the link to his blog post. The thing to understand is you need to have your name, address, and phone numbers consistent across all web properties, all local areas, and they will feed that data. And Google plus local, the data that you enter on Google plus local has to match with those subsequent properties. So Google has a filter where it sees are these name, address, and phone numbers of the same business. If they match, you will get higher rankings. So this is something to note. Then importance of optimizing your Google Plus business page. So there could be a business page which has no photo on their listings. They have no offers. They have no reviews. They have no information of their opening hours. They have not optimized their photographs or their location, and they will not rank higher like the restaurants in Delhi were ranking higher 5 minutes back. This is a case study of a client that we optimized for Google plus local. We had their customers give them some reviews. They are a spa selling company based out of Wisconsin, and we optimized their Google plus local. How to get reviews quickly from customers. Now we have heard from a lot of our customers that they are not able to entice their customers to give them reviews. So we give them a very small tip. On their website, have a review us page. On that page, have something like this. So it has Google Plus Places, Yahoo review us, Yelp review us, and City Search review us. So you can add more if you want, but basically give them a button on which they click, and it will take them to your Google local page or your Yahoo local page, and they can give you a review. So this way you can collect reviews like this guy has collected on his Google Plus local page. So you're getting your Google reviews from authenticated customers for your channel. Then optimizing on page for local SEO. Now businesses like dentists, lawyers, businesses who are local in nature like restaurants, who are not even national in nature, they are city specific. The SEO for them, on page SEO for them is a little bit different than the SEO you would do for a national brand. So this is a sort of a wireframe if you were to make a local website for a local business, how you should make it. So it should have a page title tag which should talk about the location. It should talk about meta description which should have your phone numbers. It should talk about your location. Then on your home page, you should actually give the contact form above the fold so that you can collect more leads. Then it should have your name, address, phone number which are consistent with your Google plus local name, address, phone number, which are consistent with the hundreds and hundreds of other local websites which have your local data, so they can all correlate. And then you should add rich snippets and schema to this page so that it can show perfectly for search engines. And you can learn more about it on this link I've given you. What are the local SEO ranking factors? Proper category associations have to be done in your Google Plus pages. A physical address in the city has to be there. Chris, in Delhi, if you're optimizing for restaurants in Delhi, if you're a restaurant in Bombay, you cannot optimize for restaurants in Delhi. So you need to have a physical location. Your citations need to be consistent across all the thousands and hundreds of other local areas that you are mentioning yourself. So I gave you a graph here a while back which shows these interconnectivity. All your citations, which is your name, address and phone number, have to be consistent here to rank higher. Then your location as a keyword in title and title tags and headlines should come, as I said earlier, for the website optimization. Some good long reviews from your actual customers need to be present on your Google Plus and third-party websites in reviews, and a handful of high-quality inbound links should go to your local page, business page and your local website page for you to rank higher. Coming to other aspects, blogging. Why blogging is important? 57% of businesses have acquired a customer through their company blog. This is some data from HubSpot. Now, 57% of businesses have acquired a customer through their company blog. Think about it. A while back, we established that to be a good digital marketer, we have to start thinking like a magazine. What is a blog if not a magazine? So if you start thinking about your blog as a magazine, you will realize, what is possible. So there are examples of some good business blogs. This is actually a German website. I was pitching to a client in scuba diving, and she actually liked this website for home products and interior products. And I found out that they actually have renamed their blog as magazine, and they have rich blog posts with high quality images, high quality videos, high quality content. So they have those stickers I mentioned earlier, which their content writers must have posted on those content pieces and created high quality magazine content for their blog. They are, by the way, ranking very highly, and they are doing very well in Germany for these products that they sell. Then there is another, my favorite, a good business blog. Fiskars is a very old scissor brand, and if you look at their blog, they have created a blog as Fiskateers, and they have actually nurtured a community, around craft and arts and crafts, and that community actually, is very well nurtured through high quality content. Now, scissors as a category is a very boring category, and they needed the craft component in their content strategy to create a community around it to target young kids who are actually into arts and crafts, and it's a good blog that you should look out and probably learn something from. Why Facebook marketing is important? I think Digital Vidya has done numerous workshops on training people on Facebook marketing, Twitter marketing, social media marketing. But I will repeat again, 64% of Facebook users become fans of at least one company. So imagine, if you have a good company page, you will attract fan following, and that fan following, if you have the customer persona correct, will convert to your consumers and paying customers. By the way, this is an example of a client that we are working with. They have not launched their website. In the pre-launch stage, they were able to build an audience of 21,000 fans for their company through Facebook. If you will go to their Facebook page at facebook.com/diving specials, you will see that the content and the quality of content that is being shared is actually magazine-like. It's as high quality as you will see. If they were to write a magazine on diving and diving deals around the world, or diving destinations around the world, or diving equipment around the world, that magazine on Facebook would look something like what their Facebook page is. So this is they had a section called Passion for Diving, and it has a humorous pic of this guy in diving gear, you know, all decked up, ready to dive. It got 204 likes. Humorous small little image, you know, got 204 likes for a website which is not even launched. It's in pre-launch stage, you know. So this tells you the power of Facebook. Why tweeting is important, you know. So 42% companies have acquired a customer through Twitter, believe it or not. I will show you some powerful, simple tools which will help you tweet better and interact with the Twitterati in general. So this is follower Wonk. It comes with Moz. If you subscribe to Moz, you get it for free. I typed in last night tech blogger in India, and I got a list of bloggers with the number of tweets they have, their social authority index, their following, the number of followers they had, and the number of days they have been on Twitter. And I could actually sort them by location. So imagine what you can do. This is like a ready database, like a visiting card of Twitter ready with you to search for free. You know, not for free. I mean, you can. They have a free version and they have a paid version. The paid version has more functionality, but I mean, it's very cheap. You know, so it's available to you. You can use this tool to look at any sort of customer persona or influencer in your industry and outreach to them to do the marketing tactics that I'm going to talk about. Then innovations of a tweet. You know, you can, Kellogg's actually had a physical store where you could actually buy Kellogg cornflakes in UK and pay with a tweet. So they built a physical store and they said to customers, you can buy our Kellogg's with a tweet. You know, so this is some real world stuff that companies are doing to build their Twitter following. You can schedule, always remember to schedule your social media and content, you know, through social media tools. This is a sample, a spreadsheet for Facebook updates that you can plan out your Facebook and Twitter updates through. Then coming to content marketing ideas for SMBs, be it a blog, be it a website, be it Facebook, Twitter, we all need content and good content to be able to do wonders for us as far as marketing goes. So make stuff people want, make educational ebooks, make how-to videos, make online tools, make planning tools, answer to common questions, build trust and authority, outreach to influencers through tools like Follower Wong, give great direction on your landing pages, clear call to action, compelling offers, and invest wisely. You are a small, medium business or a startup, you want to invest wisely into your content and do the high, you know, you will have a feel of what content is needed by your persona base, make that first. So example of content, I wanted to give example of content marketing in some very boring industries, you know, because it's easy to write good quality content for an MTV. You know, you can write good quality content for a luxury product, because you have lots of ideas, you know, but for boring industries, it's very hard to do content marketing. And a lot of SMBs and business owners and startups are in very niche industries, you know. So this is one of our customers, Extreme Polishing Systems. They have hundreds of videos on their YouTube channel on how to polish and grind concrete. So they manufacture these machines which help in grinding and polishing of concrete floors, and they have got 10,000 views on their how-to video for how to grind and polish concrete. You know, so a good channel to take inspiration from if a boring and a niche industry can do it. I'm sure, exciting industries can create good quality video content as well. Example of a long-term content asset is an ebook. So we have a client who are into spa parts, and we created an ebook for them, which is a spa and hot tub care guide, and this is a long-term content asset that they can use to market, and they are giving it for free, so they will get more customers who want spa parts and maintain their spas and hot tubs better, and they can use that. And the ebook is like a long-term advertising asset that we are giving out for free. So I have created 25 quick fire marketing ideas. They are quick fire for me to speak, but they are not quick fire in execution. So you will have to really work, to get these marketing ideas going. But there are 25 marketing ideas I've given here that you can actually use with real life case studies to, skyrocket your marketing efforts. So being interviewed, believe it or not, PR still rules when you have to drive traffic, and being interviewed by a high quality journalist is really, really important. So we have given you some queries on the right hand side that you can type in on Google and find if there are any interview opportunities open. Then I've given some examples from my interviews which came on high quality blogs and newspapers, and how they came is a similar process like this, where you basically are hunting out journalists and approaching them, when they need, So these are tools. I'm giving out about 10 tools you can use to approach journalists. And the journalists have mentioned that they need an interview with a business owner who's in biotechnology. Journalists in these tools actually mention they want an interview of a luxury brand owner, or they want an interview of a fashion designer, or they want an interview of a technology company. So use these tools. Haro, you can use it. Help a reporter out. Muckrack, Reporter Connection, Media Kitty, ProfNet by PR Newswire is a paid tool. Source Portal, Pitching Notes, MediaSpot.me, My Local Reporter, Export Engine. So this PR I got on SiliconANGLE was actually a mix of Haro and some other PR I did. I'll talk more about it later. But you can effectively use these tools to outreach to journalists and get media mention. You can also interview an authority on your blog. So Pradeep Chopra, the founder of Digital Vidya, is an authority on social media. He does a lot of workshops on social media. And if I was to interview Pradeep on my blog for NMG, or like this guy has done for Lighthouse Insight, Pradeep would get his fan followers, his followers, and that traffic to your blog, because he will get indexed in Google. Somebody looking for Pradeep Chopra could end up on your website or blog. If Pradeep is good enough to tweet you and tweet the interview to his numerous followers, or talk about it on Facebook, you will get additional traffic. So interview an authority on your blog and also apply for an interview with a journalist, right? Crowdsource a book or book bait. There are books brands have written, so this is an example by Oracle and Eloqua. They've actually written a book, on social media marketing, and they have actually written it for free. They have gone out to 20 experts, given them the topics to write about, compiled that book, and look at the followers that they have got for that book page: 719 tweets, 315 Facebook likes, and 257 shares. So any brand, any marketer can today crowdsource a book. Google is doing that, by the way. So Innovation for Women is a book that Google is in association with Singularity University. They have crowdsourced a book on women entrepreneurs and published that book. So you can do that as well. So a free, it's actually content which will give you traffic for lifelong. You can do some broken link building. I've given links to broken link building guide. So if your competitors have some links and their webs, and you can actually check them out, and you can check websites which are actually giving away links to broken links. Those links go to a 404, and you can actually approach those webmasters and say, you know what, can you include my company or my website into these and replace them. Instead of a broken link, there's an actual link of a live website. So you can use these strategies. Some detailed guides are available on these links. You can build a tool and an app, so you can have live widgets and live previews, or you can have calculators. So these are long-term content assets which always bring in traffic. You can get links from competitors, and basically we saw follower wonk. So you can actually use tools like follower wonk and see who's giving links to your competitors. You can actually use Open Site Explorer from Moz and see who's giving links to your competitors, and you can approach them through email marketing using BuzzStream as a CRM or other platforms, and approach them for a link. Getting links from copied images. So if you, let's say, are in a business which you produce lots of high quality images, chances of people actually stealing images will be pretty high. You can actually do a reverse image search, and through these operators, and tell those bloggers or websites to give a link back to you because they have copied your images. So full guide here. You can do guest blogging. Guest blogging builds thought leadership. It also builds your personal brand and the brand of your company. It brings in tons of traffic, and it helps you participate in your industry roundup and build industry relationships. So guest blogging tools, I've given you about 10, 12 guest blogging tools where bloggers invite you to be a guest blogger. You can use these and post guest blogs on somebody else's blog. Then there are queries to find guest blog opportunities. I have seen queries perform better than tools, but then tools make it more scalable, and you can do it in high volumes. Even though Google does not want you to do guest blogging in high volumes, but tools make it, the tracking and the response make it easier. But if you want to also check out some opportunities, you can use these queries in Google and check out some opportunities. Example of my own guest post on a blog which is actually run by a executive at a PR company in US. So I actually guest blogged, and I knew that a lot of agency guys in US will be looking at his blog, and I got some traffic from this blog. Infographics. You can make some nice high quality infographics, and you can seed these infographics on infographic directories, and they will bring in traffic. You can also use them on your Facebook, on your social media, on your Twitter, on your blog. You can have embed post links and give it to other bloggers to post on their blogs. So infographics are a great way, and these are some free tools through which you can make infographic easily. Google Chart, PictoChart, Infogram visually. Industry roundups you can do. So you can actually have one industry roundup on your blog, and you can, so let's say you're an e-commerce startup, so this is an e-commerce startup doing a roundup on e-commerce industry. There's a theme park company doing a theme park industry news roundup on their blog. So industry roundups attract more traffic. You can use this as a content mechanism to attract some traffic. You can do industry social roundups. So this is a case study of one of our clients, and they were a young brand of organic tea based out of Macau, and they wanted to promote themselves in the tea industry. We created a top 10, top 20 list of tea Twitterati for them, and we wrote a blog post of the top 100 tea Twitterati list of 2013. So we ranked in order of Twitter authority the top 100 brands in tea. And we promoted this through PR, through guest blog posts, through social media, and we got a lot of traffic, for an unknown brand trying to show industry leadership through social roundups. EgoBait, this 100 list of brands that we actually ranked in the Twitter authority, it produced feedback and social engagement here. So they thanked us. I am number 49 on the top tea Twitters. Wild and Bear, thank you. Thanks Wild and Bear for naming us on the top 100 tea Twitterati list. And Wild and Bear, brilliant, thanks. So we did EgoBait with that. Link bait, infographics, social roundups can be used for link baiting to other people and other bloggers and other businesses. These are some queries for doing that. Then you can live blog an event. I was invited to ISB Digital Summit in Hyderabad, and I live tweeted that event on my Twitter, and I got some mention from people. I created some relationships for live and made some friends. And then SMX and conferences like these are always live blog. So if there is a industry event, send your team so that they can live blog it or live tweet it, and you will get more traffic. Link reclamation. Once you do all of these activities, you will have a lot of links lying in the on various websites which actually don't link back to you. So you can check for those links through these tactics and these queries on Google. You can monitor for brand mentions without a link through Google Alerts, social mention, and how sociable, and ask those webmasters to give you a link and drive traffic to your website. You can monitor for social shares of your content. You can, this is the press release example, by the way. So press release with a purpose, so we actually carried interviews of entrepreneurs for our Ignite, Outsource, Multiply, Elevate series, and we are hosting these interviews of entrepreneurs on New Media Group blog. We came out with a PR web press release and got covered by a SiliconANGLE reporter. So I didn't knew this reporter. By making a press release which had an actual purpose and not faking a press release or doing press release with ubiquitous announcements which nobody cares about, I made a press release which somebody cares about, and they covered us and our case studies on the SiliconANGLE blog. By the way, I had approached this reporter through Harrow, help a reporter out earlier, and at that point of time they did not give us a mention, but after they saw the press release which had purpose, they came back and they wanted to cover us. So I think that's a good tip. Take bloggers out to an event, so it doesn't cost a lot of money. Organize blogger drink sessions. You can buy beers for 7, 8, 10 bloggers, or if there's an event, you can sponsor those bloggers and pay for them to go to an event. Or if you are having your own event, you can invite bloggers. So there's a freemium model to it, there's a paid model to it, but in all cases, interacting with bloggers and inviting them to events leads to more traffic because their blog traffic comes to your website. By the way, on the top you will see food and wine unconventional tumbler strategy. This food and wine company actually used non-food bloggers and they took them out to an event for their signature event. Puma sponsored bloggers to create branded social content. This is an Indian blogger, and this is her bio on her blog. She said, "Yeah, we're out of time."
Yeah, we have already exceeded 10 minutes. So
so I think let's wrap up. Ebook promotions you can do, giveaway promotions you can do monthly newsletters. In the end, remember, you have to think like a magazine business owner to do a great job of driving traffic on your for your startup and your SME. Thank you.
Okay, first of all, really want to thank you, Mohit, for providing us probably the most comprehensive information I have seen within a time span of one hour. I think we haven't just given a proper justice by just allocating 1 hour to this kind of a content, but I'm sure the content that you have presented. So first of all, for everyone's information, the content as a video and as a PDF of this would be available to all of you. We'll send you a mail of that once as soon as we get the recording done. And I'm sure it will become like a reference material for all of us. So since we do not have now time for the Q&A, what I would request is that we'll send you a link where we'll of blog post that we'll do for this event, both on the Digital Vidya website as well as NMG website, and you can put your question as a comment there. Both me as well as Mohit will be active there and will respond to as many questions as possible. So
and guys, if you have any questions, you can also tweet me. You can also send via email The email ID I think is showing there on the screen. So if you have any questions on this, it will be also up on SlideShare. The presentation was sort of meant to be exhaustive because I feel, especially in India, a lot of brand managers, product managers, young CEOs or CEOs of startups and SMBs, they miss out on a lot of quick tips, which a lot of this covers up, and I think we can all make use of.
Absolutely. And before we go, I'm just putting up a poll in front of you. As you know, Digital Vidya keep organizing various kinds of learning events, including webinars, trainings, online courses. We're launching 6 months course on digital marketing as well. So what I would request you is that if you are interested in learning more in the digital marketing space, you can just mention yes over here and someone from our team will call you. And if you do not want to learn, you can just mention no over here. So if you could just respond to that before we close this session, I would be very happy. Mohit, while everybody is answering this question, just one question to all of you, to you actually, from my side. You mentioned, I think probably it's really comprehensive in terms of what it takes to build a website, what it takes to really learn. And it seems like that the content plays a major role, whether it is in the copywriting or all the content marketing stuff. And as a startup, I mean, that's something that you think that should dominate in any way. So how much of an effort, what percentage of an effort, like if I'm starting something new, should go in the content side? Or how much should I invest? If you have some guidelines on that, that'll be great.
I think more than the effort, it is a question of discipline. I have seen myself, that discipline I wasn't disciplined on content marketing. I always motivated myself to get disciplined. And I think I'm learning and I would encourage others to learn. Discipline is more important rather than the effort. I think half an hour daily, 1 hour daily, even if somebody out of the 25 tactics or even 40 tactics shared in the presentation, even if somebody was to do 5 tactics for just half an hour daily, I promise you, you will build a lot of traffic for your website. But you have to do it daily. It's like going to a gym. It's like having somebody in your team. If you have a 4-people team, distributing this in your team and having everybody work on it for half an hour daily. And it will have a flywheel effect. In time. And basically, I think more than the effort, it's actually the discipline which is important.
Got it.
Effort is very simple, It's most of the business owners, most of the CEOs, the product managers, the brand managers, these guys, they know their industry. They know it inside out, And nobody knows them better than them. That's why they opened up the business in the first place. Or what? That's why they're leading their product departments or service departments in the first place. It's more about inculcating a discipline into on a daily basis.
Great. So, I mean, that's, I think, the major learning for me, to really think like a magazine and have the discipline and the quality in the content building across all the functional area in your organization. So, thank you very much. Thanks a lot for providing us all information, and hope to see you soon sometime else.
Thanks a lot, guys. So, and apologies for the long presentation, but I think it needed a comprehensive sort of overview, to bring home the point, on thinking like a magazine owner. Probably we can do the Q&A through the blog post and the blog comments or tweets. Okay.
Okay, Raj, you're saying I have some questions that you can't wait. What I would request you to is that you can tweet right now to Mohit and he'll respond you back. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. The session is closed.
Bye.
Thank you.